We are in Buenos Aires with Shakira's drummer Brendan Buckley. Hi Brendan, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Fine. How is it going? How is the tour going?
The tour is great. This is called the Dorado Tour. It's been fun. We spent a long time rehearsing, and then they booked, I guess, about 60 concerts, and we only have 5 left now. So it's been a lot of fun.
Okay.
I think that South America has been next level exciting because Europe was great, the United States was great, and then when we got to Mexico and South America, it was like the audiences were incredible.
Okay, Brendan, you have a hybrid massive set. You mix acoustic and electronic sounds. In which way it is important to mix these sounds in a Shakira's concert context? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so for every artist I work with, there are different demands. And with the Shakira music, she has such a mix of styles, ballads, rock songs, dance songs, reggaeton, that my drum set has to emulate all those different sounds. So we've come up with a way where I can play, por ejemplo, like Inevitable, which is basically just a simple rock song on the drums. And then the next thing we do would be something like a dance song or a reggaeton song where I actually...
Or on the floor.
Yeah, where I actually take the electronic sounds from the album, I cut them up and I spread them out over my electronic drum set and I play them live. So it sounds like a machine, but I'm really playing it live. And that makes the rock song sound good acoustically, and it makes the dance song sound good electronically.
Okay, fine. Now with you've been touring with Shaq for more than 20 years. How is she as a musician and as a person?
Well, at this point, it's like family. We're all friends. We talk about things much more than music, you know. So we're very comfortable around each other. And as a musician, she has pretty much impeccable ears, meaning that she hears when things are right and she hears when things are wrong. And you can always trust that if something's going wrong, she'll be like, something's different tonight. And if something's great, she's like, everything sounds perfect, I love it. So that's a good way of judging how things are going from a night-to-night process or during the rehearsals or something like that.
All right. Brendan, nowadays we see a lot of drummers trying to play faster and faster and doing some technical chops, but it seems that in the end it won't pay the bills, you know. What's your opinion about that? What I mean is that if you don't have a solid groove, you won't get phone calls. What do you think about that?
Well, you'll get different phone calls if you don't have a solid groove. You'll get phone calls to play fast in front of a room full of drummers. That's not bad. Some drummers have a lot of technique and nothing else, and their audience are drummers that like that. I don't really think there's anything wrong with that, but it's not good if you want to play in a band with other people. So there are almost 2 different directions you can go in when you're studying drums. You can study how to be a functional drummer that works well with others, that has a good time, good tempo, various types of, like, I can play slow, fast, loud, soft, everything. Or you could be a drummer that is amazing technically. They can blaze around their drum set in ways that people haven't seen ever. That's cool too, but they're 2 different things. Sometimes I wish I could do both at the same time, but they're 2 different things really. So I think for the most part I work on the functional side because that's 90% of what I do anyway.
Yes.
And then when I'm by myself, I work on that other 10% of flashy stuff because I love drums and I love people who can do amazing things on the drum set. I don't think it's bad, I just don't think it's the right thing to do if you're trying to get a job with a very famous band or singer, you know?
Yes, okay. Well, last two, you are 44 years old, you have played with so many artists like Tila Manzara, Shakira, Beto Cuevas, etc. Did you imagine this when you were a kid?
No, not at all. No, I didn't imagine much of anything when I was a kid. I was just a kid just doing everything. I like to skateboard and play sports and go swimming and build forts and all sorts of things. And I really enjoy playing the drums. I started playing the drums around the age of 14. I really liked it, but I didn't imagine a career. I didn't even know what that meant. I used to watch MTV a lot, and I'd see bands on MTV, and I said, oh, that'd be cool to be in a band someday. I didn't even think about being in a famous band. I just thought it'd be cool to even be in a band. It'd be cool to even know a guitarist and a bassist.
You let it flow.
I let it flow. Yes. And then little by little, I studied more, I tried harder. I went to a music school, I went to a conservatory, I practiced more, I joined more bands, I auditioned, I practiced, I did everything built slowly. It wasn't like someone that's 5 years old and says they want to be an astronaut and then they become an astronaut. No, I just slowly kind of worked my way into being a musician, a drummer, and then now a freelance drummer, because that's a whole other level of drumming, is to be the kind of drummer that works with multiple artists at once. I didn't even know what that meant when I was younger, and now I know. That's what I do.
Okay, Brendan. Bueno, Brendan Buckley, si podés dejarle un mensaje a la gente que te va a ver con Shakira mañana en la cancha de Vélez y el sábado en Rosario Central, it's all yours, man.
¿Un mensaje?
Sí.
Hola, gracias por venir. Me encanta Argentina.
Muchas gracias. Gracias, Brendan. Nice to meet you.